Good day everyone. Srinivas, Link production planning and control. This topic will be type of production detail. What are the types of production that we have here? Is forecasting is a process of predicting future demand for products, which is essential for production planning and control. So unless the demand is known, you cannot plan for the project. So if the demand is known and they make a preliminary check that with the if it is feasible for the particular unit to produce the product on time, it is feasible in sense it must be able to cross the break point, break even analysis, and they must be able to make the profits. So no one will manufacture for losses. So it should be in such a way that it should make profits to the company. Always they keep their own margin of the on the product and they plan it for the particular plant. The plant capacity is 1 lakh, then they plan it for 1 lakh or 1 lakh 10,000. So like that until and unless they plan it properly, the project plan cannot be prepared. So litmus test itself says that whether to go or not to go with the product for the particular span of time. So how to get this demand? All the dealers they give their requirement, send the requirement to the central office, to the salesperson, to the feedback from the customers. At the same time, the feedback from the customers will actually take in. So apart from that one, the marketing associations are also considered. So all this analyzing all these data, so they come up with a solid number which they plan to produce. So that short number is the key or is the basis for the production plan. So what are the predictions that we have followed here? The demand prediction, resource allocation, inventory management. First is demand prediction. So it establishes a baseline for how much to produce by estimating future sales volume on historical data, market trends, and economical indicators. So what are economical indicators? For example, country like India, which is developing, the GDP growth of say 7.8% or 8%. So based on the GDP of the country, they make a rough estimation that the people will like to have more comfortable life. So the people who are running in the buses, they will plan for a two-wheeler. The people who are running in two-wheeler, they might get into four-wheelers. Similarly, and four-wheelers, they can go for a base model of people who are using the base model of four-wheelers, they might go for the executive model of the four-wheelers of the other company. So like that, there will be again always a change for their comfort and the rotation of the money will happen for a developing country. But in developed countries, the demand is always constant. For example, countries like America, Russia, or whenever the new model comes into the market, they buy that one, use it for 1 year, and again if the new model comes up for the same company, they sell it the old model and go for the new model. So like that, the demand is always constant. So if the model clicks, there will be right transition of that particular model for that particular year. If the next model is failure, then there will be fall in the sales. So like that, so the developed country economy is different from the developing country economy. So after that, we decided that we have to produce so many number of units. We start planning on that. If the capacity of the plant is 1 lakh, running the plant for one shift, then the requirement is 2 lakhs for some reason. Then they have to plan that to run that plant for 2 shifts at full capacity. So again, what has to be done is they need to deploy the half workers in the day shift and half workers in the second shift, half of the skilled workers in the second shift, and they need to hire temporarily the semi-skilled deploy along with the day shift workers, first shift workers, and second shift workers. So like that, they need to plan and they need to go ahead. Next is inventory management. So based on the requirement change, the inventory ordering should also be changed. Next is after the requirement is decided, then the production is scheduled. So how many units are to produce in first shift and how many in the second shift. So if the demand is simply into two, the multiples of one into two, then the same production plan can be implemented at the same time. It is shifted to the first shift and the second production uh, target is shifted to the second shift. Like that, first shift target will be first shift target will be 1 lakh and second shift target will be 1 lakh. And only 3 shifts they are working in two shifts, first shift and second shift. So by this, the worker also gets a chance to work in the overtime content so that he gets more incentives based on this requirement. What is the strategy planning? So if we require 2 lakhs of units for this, what might be the demand for the next year and what might be the demand for further going year? So like that, the strategic plan is planned a span of 5 years. So what are in case if the demand is going to be seen like expanding like this, so 2 and 3 shifts might not be enough. So they need to expand the plant. So that should be the plan. In case if they have to expand the plant in the third year, they should start working from the day one. So that when all finance is approved, once they purchase the machine, they are placed in the they go for the parallel another workshop is further to also. So like that it is a huge investment, but again the demand should be constant. So again the data. The demand is estimated based on key characteristics of the good forecast include accuracy, reliability, timelines, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. So if the demand is going to be 3 lakhs for the third year, then after that one, in the fourth year, the demand is going to be 8 lakhs. Then for sure, they should expand the unit. So based on the reliability of the information that they receive, for sure it's going to be 8 lakhs in fourth year. Then it is inevitable that they need to expand the unit. So they keep start working on that one paperwork, try to get the approval from the management, and from their go to banks and from there they show the project plan and they start working on the funding. So like that, all the activities are based on the requirement and the accuracy of the data. Because if there is a requirement, you have to work. So here in this selecting the method of forecasting and gathering the analyzing the data, preparing the forecasting, implementing and monitoring. So all these are the elements of this particular forecasting in the previous. So why it is done again the forecasting is the base for the production and is the base for the future planning. So it is very important that you have to follow the forecasting. So what is the ordering? Once we have to work in inventory management, so there we have some particular predefined methods to follow so that once we order the inventory, it should not lie in the ground for a long time, which is a loss to the company again. Again, the damage costs has to be handled, same time security and the people working on the particular dump material has to be calculated. All these has to be cost. So they need to have a proper method to handle the raw material ordering and placing them into the workshop. So it is a very big science and it needs the proper follow up. They have some quantitative forecasting, ABC analysis, statistical calculations, and economic order quantitation. These are some of the methods used by the Toyota and Honda companies of in Japan. So in Japan, the people are systematic and things happen on time without any delay. Because the style of working is of the different. But when it comes to India, again, their should be. There are plans for same plans we follow, but there will be slack and edge policy each and every plan. There will be deviation like 10 to 15%. But in Japan, it doesn't happen like that. So in India, there will be deviation of 10 to 15%. So quantitative forecasting. So we've done the quantitative. Suppose say I have the reorder. The lead time is say 3 days, and per day I need 80 units. If I place the order today, I'll receive the raw material on the fourth day. So 18 to 3 is 240. 240 is the upper level what I have to maintain. So once I place the order, you will be getting it on the fourth day. So the value, once the value falls before the buffer level, then the quantitative forecast will come into picture and they place the order. Like that, we have ABC analysis. So in the earlier case, all the material if is of uniform cost can be followed. In ABC analysis, each item has different value. So the company is dealing with items with different values. Then they are categorized based on the value of the items. Because it all deals with the monetary funding. You should not lose the interest on this funding. As soon as they get it, they should work on it. They should give the output and sell it to the customer and a cash outcome. So like that, the forecasting is done and ABC analysis, they have different values. So they have prioritized the items and whether the work can be done with the absence of the item like that they calculate and they place the order. Stock safety, stock calculations is once the stock calculations pass below the upper level, then it is reordered. So like that is a rough estimation and manual one. And economic order quantity. So again this is based on the formula POQ. There are some parameters. So what are when it is asked to order, the POQ formula will give you the complete picture. It's qualitative methods. So description methods are based on the subjective opinions, market research and expectation, especially used in historical data. The qualitative method of inventory control is done by the expert. So it only needs expert. It doesn't need any hard and fast formulas. So market research and the feedback from the customers is also needed. Feedback is bad, then the demand is going to fall. Feedback is from the customer is good, the demand is going to rise. Like that they are going to plan it. So this is the internal organization. So all these activities are happening in the back end of the organization, system office of the production planning. The production planning is a very big subject and a large subject. All its objective is to calculate and decide what is the best way of doing work. Best way of doing work in sense, can we save the time for every activity? They only have 3%. Can we save the time? Can we save the manpower? Can we save the machine power? And we increase the quality. So all these has to be simultaneously checked for every activity, and that they can stretch or they can stick to the time working on that one and the funds working on that one. So this is the production nature of production management. And this is the department that deals with. So in the phases of production here, now routing. The routing is earlier discussed that one. So it will decide the material where the material has to pass between what machine and what workshop. So all they need to do is for this particular product, they need to reduce the idle time as well as the carrying cost of the objects, the carrying cost of the raw material. Like this, they have to reduce the carrying cost and so that they can increase the profits. The key aspects of production should be sequencing and the detailed timing and monitoring. So monitoring is also very important here in this. Again, the supervisor has to check whether things are happening on time or not. So without a manager, nobody can be work usable. Also, there should be some administration control person in which the employees are forced to work and they are obliged to work. The loading is done by the supervisor and he is to check whether the appropriate raw material is going on to the appropriate required machine and the skilled person is working on it. So after dispatching, the loading is done and then the centralized dispatching. So in dispatching we have two things. One is centralized dispatching and decentralized dispatching. So if the workshops are located around a single procedure in a circular manner, then the production continue to control trading in their center so that all the workshop whenever they need the raw material, the approach and the time taken for the raw material to these workshop is very much minimized. That is centralized dispatching. And sometimes for a huge factories, there will be decentralized workshop, which means the material required by particular workshop is maintained in that particular unit control, so that the again the carrying cost is minimized. So material requirement planning and inventory control. So next class we will deal about the inventory management. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.